the tourism industry is also being impacted by staffing shortages. Georgina Francis joins me now, Operations Manager at PuxtonPark. Hi, Georgina.
Hi, how are you?
Good afternoon. Very well. How are you?
I'm very well, thank you.
Good to talk to you. So how are things looking for you at Puxton ahead of next week's Easter holidays?
So with next week, we're relatively comfortable with the levels that we have for staffing, but we're very conscious that obviously with the peak trade, we would just like to recruit some more staff just to make us a little bit more flexible. And then obviously summer is the one that we're mainly focusing on now in terms of recruitment. But as you just said, it has been difficult with factors such as Brexit, COVID, and now obviously the cost of living crisis as well. People are becoming much more conscious of these things. And I think for candidates individually, there's just so much more opportunity and availability out there. It's tricky for employers to get that balance and make sure that we're attractive for those individuals looking for work.
So roughly on how many positions do you think you need to fill at Puxton?
So currently, to be comfortable, ready for the summer season, we're probably looking at 15 to 20, just to give us the flexibility. We are extremely lucky here, where the team, are so dedicated and passionate about the success of Puxton, and we had one of our most successful seasons last year. So we're completely, we're so proud of them to have them on board already. But it would just obviously aid some more flexibility with the team that are currently recruited, just to give us some more helping hands.
And have you been trying to advertise to fill these roles, these 15, 20 roles? Where do you do it? Where do you put your ads?
Yeah, so we have many kind of recruitment avenues. We have the on-site Western College facility here for animal management. So we get a lot of obviously students involved through work experience, and then obviously in the summer we offer them positions for them to actually earn some money. We have Indeed postings. We do recruitment days. We've got some interactive posters in the shop that we put up. Obviously, that if any visitors come and they fancy having a conversation with one of us, then we encourage them to come and obviously see the job roles themselves. And so there's many avenues. And I think the difficulty for us is if we have a job posting available, we may get 20 to 30 applicants, and then by the time that we invite them back in for interview, whether it would be within the next 48 hours, they might have already been snapped up by another business who got in there quicker, just as I said, because there is so much availability out there. It's kind of difficult for businesses to balance at the minute with recruitment. But
it's quite competitive, isn't it?
There. It is. And I think, after everybody or a high percentage of industries were hit by COVID, sadly some areas had to make redundancy. We were quite lucky here that we didn't. But some, if you look at aviation, they're struggling as much as we are. So the opportunities are endless out there at the minute.
And give us an idea of some of the jobs that people can apply for at PuxtonPark. What have you got on offer? What could they be doing?
We've got a range. It's very much very broad. Everybody helps everybody here, but the kind of role specifically that we're advertising for at the minute would be in our catering outlets. So we've got Meadows Restaurant on site and Clover Cafe that we open during the peak seasons, and then we have reception roles available, shop roles, general park operation roles. So anybody who is looking to help out with the operation of the park activities, so the yacht rides, and the little events that we've got going on as well. So quite a few.
And if they've heard that on the radio right now and they're like, oh, actually, I wouldn't mind giving that a go, how can they apply? How do they get in touch?
They can either email me myself. My email is georgina@puxton.co.uk. I'm more than happy to aid and support the recruitment of the development of the departments. Alternatively, if they head onto our website, there's information and the positions available, or through Indeed. We've got lots of jobs postings available on there.
And lastly, ahead of Easter, you mentioned about the difficulty that we've had over the last couple of years with COVID, for example, and restrictions. Things are certainly better than they used to be, but when you get over one hurdle of freedom to go out and about more easily, we're then hit with the cost of living. So is that going to affect people through the doors, do you think?
I would love to say no, but I think, being an individual with a mortgage to pay myself, I think it's something that everybody is conscious about. But, the teams here do their best to offer the great service that we strive to achieve. And I'm just hoping that, people had such a great time here last year in one of our most successful seasons that they will return. We have been very conscious that obviously we don't put any prices. Once you've paid admission, there is nothing else that you have to pay for in the park. So we are always conscious about value for money, and we try to make sure that we are competitive with our other competitions as well, just to make sure that we are doing everything that we can to support people in the time of need.
And lastly, what's your favourite attraction in the park at Puxton?
I've never actually been asked that question, so that's a very good question. I mean, animals is my thing. We just had a baby emu born just over a week ago, so I'd like to say that the animal department is one of my favourites to visit. However, I'd probably have to say bumper boats is my favourite attraction, just because you can spray your family members and get them soaked.
This sounds good. I like this.
Yeah, it's a good. I know it's a lovely little job to have. Absolutely, as long as the team don't spray me with the bumper boats, I'm happy.
Well, you know it's going to happen at some point. At some point, they're going to get their own back on you. Well, I wish you well. Have a good Easter. I hope loads turn out for you, and also your recruitment drive goes well as well. Thank you so much.
Amazing. No worries. Thank you for having me.
Pleasure. That's Georgina Francis, Operations Manager at PuxtonPark. Thanks for joining us.
BBC Radio Bristol.